Now in this video we'll understand slope of IS curve. So we have noticed that our IS curve is negatively sloped. Why? Due to a negative relation or inverse relation between output and interest rate. Okay, so this IS curve is like this, right? But its steepness, right? Its steepness on how steep or how flat it is, it depends upon two factors. First one is B from this equation, if you remember, and the second one is multiplier. Now from our previous chapter, multiplier was 1 by 1 minus C 1 minus T, right? So yes, these are the two factors that can affect our slope of IS curve. Now first let's talk about B. So we have our two schedules over here, right? And our IS curve looked like this, downward sloping, right? We had our x-axis. X-axis is output, and y-axis is your interest rate, which is I and I, right? Let's name it figure 1 and figure 2. So in figure 1 we'll see when B is low, which means responsiveness, our responsiveness on this change is low, which means big change in interest rate leads to very small change in your output. Okay, and when we'll be talking about higher B, it will mean that even if your change in I is very low, it will result in a huge change in Y. Okay, so B basically records or measures how we are reacting to this change. Okay, now when your B will be low, which means your change in I is more than change in Y, it will make the graph steeper. Now see how. This is a steeper curve when compared to this IS, right? Now see what it has done. Earlier, this much change in interest was leading to this much change in your investment or output, basically. But now, with this steeper curve, you can see this huge change in I is leading to this very small change in Y, right? So this huge change in I is leading to very small change in Y, and that is why your graph is steeper. Therefore, when B is lower, IS curve will be steeper. Now coming to our next case, we have higher B, which means your change in output is more than change in interest rate. So let's make a flatter graph over here and check how it's reacting. So earlier this much change was leading to this much change in I was leading to this much change in Y. But now this much change in I is leading to this much change in Y. You see, change in Y is a lot bigger than this change in I, right? So we are highly responding to this change, and that is why our curve is flatter. So we can say that therefore when B is higher, IS is flatter, right? Now we'll be talking about how multipliers, okay, in our next video we'll be talking about how multipliers affect our curve and this slope. Thank you.